are you now that I need you? I need you, I need you, I need you, I need you, I need you. Where are you now that I need you? I need you, I need you, I need you the most.
Welcome back, beauties, and today we're going to go ahead and recreate this beautiful face chart from the Instagram artist Milk1422, who is incredibly talented, so I'm so excited to go ahead and try to recreate this. Now let's get started. First, taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, I'm going to use the shade Raw Sienna that you see here in the corner, and I'm going to go ahead and use a fluffy taper blending brush to buff that throughout the transition area of my eye. Now taking the shade Red Ochre from the same palette using the same brush, I'm just going to take that a bit lower in the transition area to go ahead and add a natural contour to that area of my eye and start to build up that shape. Using a slightly smaller fluffy blending brush, I'm going to take Cypress Umber from the palette, and I'm going to concentrate that in the crease in the outer V of my eye and then take it into the inner crease as well and sort of drag that down the natural contour of my nose to give that shape some more definition. Now to deepen my outer V, I'm taking my ABH Subculture Palette and using the shade Rowdy on a bullet-shaped eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to pack that onto the outer V of my eye as well as the lower lash line and then blend it out. And if you feel like the shadow is too harsh or you want to blend out the edges, feel free to take that blending brush from before and go back into the brown Cypress Umber shade from Modern Renaissance or whatever brown eyeshadow you're using and just buff out the edges because you want this to have a nice seamless blend. That way it'll look more airbrushed once you're done. Next, I'm going to go ahead and do a bit of a soft semi-cut crease using just my NARS Natural Radiant Creamy Concealer, and this is in the shade Amande, so it's pretty close to my skin tone or my highlight shade. And I'm just taking that on a flat brush and carving out the lid space just so I have a nice clean base. And then I'm going to pack on some Warm Taupe from the Modern Renaissance palette just to set that concealer and give me a nice muted lid tone so that it's matching what was on the Milk1422 face chart. And now for that pop of color, I'm taking my Juvia's Place Zulu palette and using the purple shade that you see in the bottom right corner here. And I'm just going to pack that on in sort of a diamond shape above the crease of my eye where I did that cut crease and below my lower lash line. And it kind of reminds me of the shape that you see with a Joker face where you kind of have that diamond or slash look. And then after I do that, I'm just going to go ahead and pack that onto the center of my nose for a highlight of purple there. And then pack that onto my Cupid's bow as well and blur that out or buff it out with the bullet shaped eyeshadow brush. And here I am with one eye done off camera, and what I did was I went into my Juvia's Place Saharan palette that you see here, and I'm taking the black shade Chad, and I'm just going to take that along my lash line in sort of a smoked out liner look, and then buff that into the outer V to smoke it out. And then I'm going to take a bit of that into the crease as well to deepen that, and then finish off the color by adding a opaque black using my Ingot AMC Gel Liner in the shade 77, and that's just going to give me a precise line in my crease using an angled brush, and then a dark line along my lash line so that when I put my lashes on, everything is just having a seamless diffusion into that black. And now going back into Cypress Umber from the Modern Renaissance palette and the purple shade from the Juvia's Place Zulu palette, I'm just going to do some faint brush strokes radiating from my lower lash line, and this is just going to give me a soft, almost like a dramatic eyelash effect going out from my eyes. And to add a bit more drama to that, I'm going to go back into my NYX Epic Ink liner pen, and I'm just going to add some more dark black lines radiating out. But you want to be very careful to use a light hand when you're doing this so that you don't have harsh ends, or you want your edges to be tapered off of the lash line. So using a light stroke will give you that effect. Next, I attempted to do my squiggle lines and go up toward my temple, but OMG, OMG, OMG. Y'all, I really just felt like giving up at this point, but I was like, you know what, I've come too far, I have to go ahead and try to accomplish this look. So I just took a paper towel and dabbed off the excess of that liner. Then I went ahead and finished my lines in a wave fashion toward my ear and toward my temple, just going out from the eye, mimicking what was on the face chart. Then I went back in with a flat concealer brush and my ABH cream concealer to clean up around that line just to make sure it is sharp, and then I set that with some translucent powder. Next, I took my Sinful Colors Bold Brow Duo in the shade Stormy-Fierce, and I took that pinkish purple in and used the applicator that comes with it to apply a bit of an iridescent highlight to all of the purple areas on my face. So that was around my eyes, on my nose, and on my cupid's bow. And what this did was allow me to give a bit of an iridescent highlight to those areas and add more dimension so that they popped amongst the chaos of the rest of my face, because with just a flat purple, it was very close to my skin tone, being that I am of a deeper skin tone, and it's really hard for that to stand out. Now to add in some of those beautiful gold accents, I'm starting with my Mica Beauty Gold Loose Powder and using a small flat brush. I'm just putting that on the inner corners of my eye for a highlight there. Then I'm moving on to another gold highlight powder from Mehron and their mixing liquid that's designed to work well with it. And I mix the two of those together and then pick those up on a detail lip brush, I believe this is, and just followed along those wave lines that I drew with the black NYX Epic Ink Liner. And this is just going to add a nice highlight under them and give just enough contrast so that they stand out against my skin. And I really love the metallic accents here, so I'm just really appreciative of the fact that this artist included that in the face chart. Now for an added level of highlights against the face chart, the artist used a lot of white liner. So here I'm taking my NYX white liquid liner and I'm just drawing some additional squiggles above my eye and then some detailed white lines and dots throughout my face, just mimicking what was on the face chart, just to add another level of dimension and make it look more like a cartoon or more like a face chart rather than looking like wearable daytime skin-like makeup. And if you thought we were done with the gold accents, think again, because now it's time for some gold leaf. I was really happy to be able to work with this, y'all. So basically, I used eyelash glue as my adhesive for this gold leaf because it's such a fine material that you can use a very mild adhesive and it should stick in place. So basically all I did was add little dots in the shape that I wanted the gold leaf to lay. Then I waited about a minute for it to get tacky and I carefully picked up tiny shreds of the gold leaf with some tweezers and placed them on the eyelash glue, hoping that it would be tacky enough to hold them in place. And after that, I went in with my Ruby Kisses iBling Glitter Gold Liner, and I used that to add little dots to taper off the ends of the gold leaf pattern and thin it out on the bottom, as well as fill in any sparse areas between the gold leaf, and this pretty much gave me the shape that I was looking for to mimic what was on the face chart. Now to finally move on to the lips, I'm taking my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Milk and Cookies, and I'm just going to use that as a base for my lips because on the face chart, the artist used sort of a muted grayish taupe color, and I felt like this was a neutral and slightly cool enough brown to act as a base that was similar to that. Once I filled in my lips, I went ahead and took the same shade on a lip liner brush and started to draw out the corners of my lips in that same wave fashion as the lines that are under my eyes. And this kind of reminded me of the lip shape of the Joker in a way. And then after that, I went in with my NYX Epic Ink Liner again, that black liquid liner, and I outlined the shape of my new lip shape, including the waves on the corners of my lips. Now to bring life back into my lips, I'm taking this red shade from the Juvia's Place Zulu palette and brushing that on the inner rim of my upper lip. Then I followed that up with my Mica Beauty gold powder that we used in the inner corners of my eyes, and I brushed that across my bottom lip just to add another touch of gold and give some more of a highlight there. I moved on to my Saharan palette and took this black Chad shade and added shadows to both my upper and bottom lips, as well as the outer corners of my lips where I drew out those lines, and I just added some more dimension there. And after this, I just added a few more white highlights with my NYX liquid liner, and that was all that there was to this look. So I really hope you all enjoyed. I had so much fun creating this look, or recreating this look, given my inspiration. And even though it was a challenge, I really look forward to trying these sorts of styles in the future. So be sure to leave me a comment down below if you do like this as well, and let me know if you want to see more from this artist or more that I create just off of my own inspiration. So I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.